If Strange New Worlds Season 3 is bringing back Trelane, it means a big change for modern Star Trek. One of the most enduring aspects of Star Trek is its ability to revisit characters, concepts, and ideas across decades, and sometimes reinvent them entirely. With Star Trek, Strange New Worlds boldly embracing legacy elements from the original series TOS, rumors swirling about the return of Trelane, a flamboyant, reality-warping alien from TOS's The Squire of Gothos, may seem far-fetched at first. But if Strange New Worlds Season 3 truly is bringing back Trelane, it marks more than a nostalgic callback. It signals a potentially monumental shift in how modern Star Trek approaches its mythos, its tone, and even its godlike characters. Who was Trelane? First appearing in the 1967 Star Trek, the original series episode, The Squire of Gothos, Trelane was portrayed by William Campbell as a capricious, aristocratic alien with the power to manipulate matter and space. He abducts the crew of the Enterprise to his private planet, Gothos, where he treats them as living playthings for his amusement. Despite his apparent omnipotence, Captain Kirk ultimately deduces that Trelane is not all-powerful, just petulant and immature. The twist ending where two glowing, disembodied parents scold Trelane for misbehaving recontextualized him. Trelane wasn't an all-knowing god, but a child of powerful beings who didn't yet understand consequence or empathy. The episode was an early exploration of Star Trek's fascination with omnipotent entities like Q, the Organians, and the Metrons. But unlike Q, Trelane never returned to the screen. His story was left to novelizations and fan speculation. That makes his rumored return in Strange New Worlds Season 3 a tantalizing possibility. Strange New Worlds has already changed the game. Strange New Worlds SNW has earned praise for its successful blend of modern production and classic Trek storytelling. Unlike some of the more serialized modern Trek shows Discovery, Picard, SNW embraces episodic storytelling with emotional through lines and a healthy dose of fun, often harking back to the energy of TOS. By revisiting characters like Spock, Pike, Uhura, and Nurse Chapel, SNW walks a tightrope between honoring canon and expanding it. This careful balancing act has allowed the show to introduce bold new interpretations, such as the musical episode and the Lower Decks crossover, without breaking the spirit of Star Trek. So why bring back Trelane now? Trelane fits SNW's tonal ambition. SNW has shown that it's not afraid to get weird. From genre episodes like the fantasy-themed The Elysian Kingdom to the comedic crossover Those Old Scientists, SNW embraces a kind of storytelling elasticity that mirrors the wild experimentation of TOS. That makes it the perfect environment to reintroduce Trelane, a character who is inherently chaotic and theatrical. Unlike more serious godlike entities like the Prophets or the Q Continuum, Trelane brings mischief, whimsy, and danger in equal measure. He's the archetypal cosmic trickster, a Loki with a powdered wig. In an era where Trek can sometimes take itself very seriously, Trelane offers a refreshing return to unpredictable, unfiltered imagination. A Trelane episode in SNW wouldn't just be a nostalgic curiosity, it could be one of the most distinctive episodes the series ever produces. Imagine Pike and Spock navigating Trelane's absurd challenges, philosophical debates, or twisted sense of fun. The sheer theatricality of the character opens up possibilities for storytelling that blends comedy, drama, and moral inquiry, core Trek elements. Rewriting the rules of omnipotent beings, if SNW brings back Trelane, the show will need to address his origin. Is he a Q, as some fan theories and novels like Q Squared have long speculated? Is he a unique entity? A rogue cosmic child? How SNW handles Trelane's backstory could reshape Star Trek's entire approach to godlike beings. Modern Star Trek has been cautious with omnipotent entities. After Q's final appearance in Picard Season 3, there's a sense that the franchise has closed the book on those kinds of characters, or at least become more reverent about them. A return to Trelane, with all his flamboyant chaos, could mark a tonal shift that reintroduces cosmic tricksters without the gravitas Q often brings. More importantly, SNW could use Trelane to interrogate the very nature of power, imagination, and morality, especially in a childlike being. What does it mean to grow up with limitless power and no accountability? Can a creature like Trelane ever learn empathy, or is he doomed to repeat the mistakes of cosmic immaturity? These are questions Star Trek has always flirted with but never fully answered. Trelane's return offers a chance to revisit them in the context of modern morality and storytelling. SNW is laying the groundwork for bigger ideas. Season 2 of SNW ended on a dark cliffhanger, suggesting that Season 3 might be more serialized and intense. That makes the timing of a Trelane appearance even more interesting. Dropping an eccentric cosmic wildcard into a darker storyline could provide relief and raise the stakes. Trelane doesn't just bend reality, he bends expectations. If used wisely, his presence in Season 3 could be the narrative wildcard that turns a traditional storyline on its head. Perhaps he offers Pike a vision of alternate futures. Perhaps he forces Spock to confront the contradictions of logic and emotion in surreal ways. Or perhaps Trelane just wants to play a war game, turning the Enterprise into a literal chessboard. The point is, SNW has proven it can handle strange ideas with emotional gravity. Trelane could be the most powerful narrative device yet, forcing characters to confront their deepest fears in the most absurd ways. A new face, a new voice. If Trelane returns, he'll almost certainly be recast. William Campbell passed away in 2011, and while Trek has used archival material and CGI in limited ways, SNW would likely cast a new actor who can honor the original's theatrical spirit while bringing modern depth. Trelane offers an actor a rich, eccentric role, equal parts Shakespearean ham, spoiled child, and omnipotent narcissist. The performance would need to straddle camp and gravitas, and SNW has shown it can find the right performers for such complex roles, e.g., Paul Wesley's new take on Captain Kirk or Christina Chong's powerful Lon Noonien Singh. Moreover, a new Trelane could be even more layered, perhaps older, slightly more self-aware, and wrestling with the boundaries of his power. What if he's returned to play again because he's lonely? What if he's running from his cosmic parents or something worse? The opportunity to deepen Trelane's character while keeping his essence intact is immense. From legacy to long-term potential, if Trelane resonates with audiences, SNW may not be his only appearance. Just as Q became a staple of the Next Generation, Voyager, and Picard, Trelane could become the modern Trek franchise's new wildcard, a recurring figure who shows up across timelines and tones. Trelane's potential even extends to crossovers. Imagine him interacting with the crew of Lower Decks, challenging the Prodigy team, or even clashing with the Q continuum in a future Star Trek Legacy series. If handled well, Trelane could be the chaotic glue connecting various corners of the Trek universe. That would mark a big change for modern Star Trek, which has recently focused more on grounded, serialized storytelling. Trelane's reintroduction would open the door for high-concept sci-fi once again, stories that challenge characters in fantastical, abstract, or metaphysical ways. He represents a return to the playful unknown, a domain Trek hasn't explored deeply since the heyday of the 60s and 90s.